Action News. Delaware Valley's leading news program with Jim O'Brien, Joe Pellegrino, and Larry Kane.
Marathon. Now this photograph of me with short hair, covering the Beatles' first tour of America. Well, today, John Lennon is in Philadelphia as part of that WFIL Helping Hand Marathon, a massive effort to raise a lot of money to help a lot of people. And I might say that I've met very few people in my time, public figures or entertainment figures, who would spend 3 full days in another city to help out people, and I'm glad you're here.
Thank you, Larry. Nice to see you again. Here we have a piece of cheese with writing on it. We're about here. I had a touch of Scranton when I was 16, but the doctor cured it. This is meant to be green, and this is the northwest winds, but if you do that, it falls off. And Williamsport, they're still at it at 70. In Harrisburg, they're still going at 75. Down here, 79, but I prefer... If they only get rid of these things. I just like the 9s, you see. I don't like the... There's not many 9s here. Now, here there's some handwriting, but I couldn't read it to you because of the nature of the event. I want you to send your money to here for the WFIL Marathon. It's to help people who have got things.
John?
Yes?
How'd you enjoy the tour of Philadelphia today? What do you think of the city?
Well, I almost fixed the Liberty Bell, but your fans prevented us. I had to hold him and save him from the teenage horde that was grabbing him, so we never got in the building.
What do you think of the park? Was nice.
The park was beautiful, and the river, but stop throwing those things in. The swans from Canada ain't going to like that.
Anyway, we'd like to thank you very much for coming, and he'll be there all weekend at WFIL, answering phones, talking on the radio, doing something he's always wanted to do, really be a disc jockey, I think.
Yeah, anything but do what I normally do, you know.
and it's great to have him in Philadelphia. Thanks a lot, John.
It's a pleasure, Larry.
I'm going to continue with the real weather forecast from AccuWeather right now. Temperatures around the Delaware Valley. Well, there's a great event going on right now at this very minute, lasting throughout the weekend, and it's happening right in this very building. WFIL radio station is holding its annual Helping Hand Marathon, which provides thousands of dollars for a variety of charities, including multiple sclerosis. I'm proud to be a part of it, along with Joe and Jim, and hundreds of volunteers are spending their time manning the phones. The number, by the way, is CO3-6400, and the guest star for the WFIL Marathon is John Lennon. It's been 11 years since the Beatles first stormed into America, causing a cultural revolution. In 1964 and in 1965, I was working for a number of radio stations and reporting on their tours, which covered almost every major American city. And that's why it was a pleasure again today to see John Lennon, this time in Philadelphia. I gave John a quick guided tour of Philadelphia's historical area, including Independence Hall, where he remarked that he wasn't here to take the Liberty Bell back. And we had a good time today meeting the crowds in Independence Hall. For a while, the conversation, though, turned serious. John Lennon is fighting a deportation order, and he's urging people to support him with letters. He says he loves America and wants to stay right here in this country. In fact, he's been living here in New York City for about 3 years. A big question always for John Lennon, will the Beatles ever get back together again?
We're more likely to go in a studio for the heck of it than think about getting up on a stage, you know? Stage was never the most fun.
How are relations between all four of you?
Pretty good, you know. Like, well, I told you in the car, you said you talked to Paul. I said, yeah, he called me yesterday. We're all fine, you see. We're all quite happy with each other, and we write or call or whatever's going on, you know.
Send John upstairs to check out what's happening upstairs.
Oh, hello, Brother Love. We're up here at Collection Central. This is Banana Joe. John Lennon is over here signing autographs. This is unbelievable. I mean, it brings back memories of the old days. John, how does it feel, man?
It feels wonderful, my dear.
All right. Let's hear it for this guy. Come on. Let's hear it for this guy. It's unbelievable. Come on down to the WFIL studios, 4100 City Line Avenue and Monument Roads right now for the Helping Hand Marathon. We got free refreshments, a lot of room, and it's a beautiful day outside. How do you feel about meeting John Lennon? How do you feel?
I love it. I'm very thrilled to meet him, and I must say I've waited all my life for this.
Thank you, John. Well, he finally met himself right here in the WFIL parking lot. Come on up, really, seriously. We're going to be going here. John is going to be here all day, and if you're not here, it's not going to work because we need your money. We need your money for autographs to meet John Lennon. You can get to meet him. You can see him. You can shake his hand. You can buy one of his records. He'll sign it for you. If you have Beatles albums, bring them. He'll sign it for you.
He remarked to me how beautiful Philadelphia was. He'd never really been outside the downtown area, and I asked him what he thinks about these days.
Well, when I find myself head first in a barrel of mud, I take a few months off and say, you goofed again, John, and I start again.
What are you doing with music these days? Anything unusual or new?
No, I have a batch of songs which I've sort of got in my back pocket, and I decided to leave recording till next year.